When most people think of bunkers, they picture cold concrete rooms, rusty steel doors, and dusty shelves stacked with canned food. But here's the shocking truth. While the average person imagines survival in a cramped shelter, billionaires have quietly built luxury bunkers beneath cities, underground palaces designed to outlast pandemics, nuclear wars, or total social collapse. These aren't survival shelters. These are five-star apocalypse hotels. We're talking swimming pools, wine cellars, theaters, hydroponic farms, even simulated sunlight. Hidden beneath the very cities we walk on every day, billionaires have created secret underground worlds where they plan to ride out disasters while the rest of humanity suffers above ground. And here's the controversial part. These bunkers aren't just about safety, they're about control. While ordinary people will be fighting for resources, billionaires will be sipping champagne under crystal chandeliers, protected by technology, luxury, and walls thicker than bank vaults. Today, we're diving into the untold story of luxury bunkers beneath cities. Who builds them, what's inside them, and why they reveal the dark truth about how billionaires see the future. The concept of survival bunkers isn't new. Governments built them during the Cold War, preparing for nuclear attacks. But what's new and shocking is how billionaires have taken the idea and turned it into a status symbol. Companies like Oppitum in Europe and Rising S Bunkers in the US specialize in building luxury underground shelters that make mansions look like toy houses. These aren't out in the middle of nowhere. Many are built beneath or near major cities, hidden under skyscrapers, office complexes, or wealthy neighborhoods. Why? Because billionaires want convenience. They want to be able to walk out of their penthouse, take a private elevator, and descend into an underground world designed for survival. The demand skyrocketed after COVID-19, when billionaires realized just how fragile society can be. Add in climate change, geopolitical tensions, and AI-driven warfare, and suddenly, survival bunkers aren't just prepper fantasies. They're billion-dollar investments. Reports suggest that some of the world's wealthiest families now own multiple bunkers across continents, ensuring that no matter where disaster strikes, they have a secure escape. But it's not just the US. In cities like London, Shanghai, and New York, architects quietly retrofit basements into fortified compounds. Entire underground neighborhoods exist, with private tunnels connecting mansions to hidden bunkers. These projects are so secretive that contractors often sign lifetime NDAs, never allowed to reveal the names of their clients. Here's the catch. While governments once built bunkers for citizens, today's bunkers are built only for the elite. They aren't public safety measures, they're private sanctuaries. The rise of luxury bunkers shows us something chilling. Billionaires aren't preparing to save the world, they're preparing to survive without it. Forget everything you think you know about bunkers. When the average person imagines a survival shelter, they picture a cold, concrete box with flickering lights and shelves stacked with canned beans. But billionaire bunkers? They look more like five-star hotels buried beneath the earth. And in some cases, they're nicer than the mansions above ground. Take some of the modern survival condos in America. Built inside decommissioned missile silos, these underground fortresses have been converted into luxury high-rises, with floors costing anywhere from $3 million to $15 million. Each floor is essentially a private apartment with kitchens that look like they were pulled from celebrity mansions, living rooms with giant flat screens, and master bedrooms lined with wood, marble, and plush furniture. It's not survival, it's indulgence dressed as safety. And it doesn't stop there. Inside these bunkers, you'll find pools with simulated skylights that use LED screens to mimic the movement of the sun. Gyms with personal trainers flown in to wait out disaster alongside their billionaire bosses. Hydroponic farms producing fresh vegetables, fish tanks stocked with tilapia, and wine cellars packed with vintage Dom Perignon. Some bunkers even include art galleries, music rooms, and private theaters where the latest Hollywood films can be streamed underground while the world outside crumbles. The technology is another level of insane. Advanced HEPA and NBC air filtration systems scrub out nuclear fallout, chemical weapons, and biological threats. Water systems recycle every drop. Some even purify sewage into drinking water that's cleaner than most city taps. Backup power runs on multiple sources: diesel, natural gas, solar, and in some cases, mini nuclear reactors. These bunkers aren't built to last a few days. They're designed to sustain life for decades. And here's something most people don't know. Many luxury bunkers come fully staffed. That's right, billionaires hire chefs, doctors, security forces, engineers, and even entertainers to live underground with them during crises. Imagine being locked in a bunker with your billionaire boss. whose only concern is whether the lobster tastes fresh or the pool water feels right. For the elite, survival is a continuation of their current lifestyle: private service, luxury amenities, endless comfort. Some of these bunkers even simulate sunrise and sunset with lighting systems to trick the brain into thinking life is normal. Psychologists are consulted to design interiors that prevent depression. Walls are painted with outdoor murals, while sound systems play the noise of birds or ocean waves. It's not about just staying alive, it's about staying comfortable, entertained, and mentally stable while the rest of the planet collapses. Let's call it what it is. These aren't bunkers, they're underground palaces. Billionaires aren't preparing to survive like the rest of us. They're preparing to live in decadence while the rest of humanity starves. On paper, luxury bunkers sound smart. Who wouldn't want protection during disaster? But here's the truth that nobody talks about. Luxury bunkers aren't about safety for all. They're about separation. They are the physical embodiment of inequality, built to protect the few while abandoning the many. Think about it. Each bunker unit costs millions of dollars. That immediately eliminates 99.9% of humanity. While billionaires sip vintage wine underground, the average family has no access to even the most basic emergency shelter. If a nuclear strike, pandemic, or climate disaster happens, the bunkers ensure one thing: the survival of the wealthy and the death of everyone else. And that's not an accident, it's the design. Companies that build these bunkers don't advertise them to the public. They market them exclusively to the ultra-rich. Contractors sign NDAs. The locations are secret. Entry is invitation only. The message is clear: if you're not wealthy enough to buy your way in, you're on your own. This also reveals how billionaires view the future. Instead of investing in solutions to prevent disasters, like sustainable energy, healthcare, or food systems, they spend billions building escape hatches. Why fix the ship when you can afford your own submarine? Luxury bunkers show us that billionaires don't believe in saving humanity. They believe in saving themselves. And there's something even darker. Imagine what happens after a collapse. These bunkers aren't temporary. Many are designed to operate for 20 to 30 years. That means billionaires plan to wait it out while societies above ground crumble. And when they finally emerge, they'll do so as kings. With their resources intact, their families safe, and their wealth preserved, they'll step into a broken world and rebuild it under their control. Bunkers don't just preserve lives, they preserve power. There's also a psychological hypocrisy here. Many of the billionaires buying these bunkers are the same ones driving inequality, climate destruction, and political instability in the first place. They pollute the planet with private jets, yachts, and industries, and then build luxury bunkers to shield themselves from the consequences of their own actions. It's like setting fire to a house, then bragging that you built yourself a fireproof room in the basement. And don't forget the staff. Reports suggest that many bunkers plan to include chefs, doctors, and guards. But think about this. How long will those people stay loyal if they realize they're essentially prisoners underground while the billionaires live in luxury? Even preppers and survival experts warn, the real threat inside a bunker isn't running out of food. It's the human conflict between elites and the people serving them. So the dark reality is this: luxury bunkers aren't just shelters, they're symbols of abandonment, proof that when the end comes, the people with power won't be standing shoulder to shoulder with us. They'll be beneath us, safe in underground palaces, while the rest of humanity is left to fight for scraps on the surface. So, what's the untold story of luxury bunkers beneath cities? That they're not survival shelters, they're underground kingdoms for the elite. They're filled with pools, art, and wine cellars while the rest of the world burns. They're not designed to save humanity, they're designed to preserve billionaire power. And here's the controversial truth. The very existence of these bunkers tells us that the richest people alive don't believe in fixing the world. They believe in outlasting it. Now I want to ask you, if the world collapsed tomorrow, would you want to live underground in one of these bunkers? Or would you rather fight it out above ground with everyone else? Because the future of survival may already be decided, and the gates to these luxury bunkers are closed to almost all of us.